Hey guys, and welcome back on my YouTube channel. In today's video we're gonna review the PvP tier list and generally speaking about the teams, offensive, defensive for the arena, early, mid or late game. But before we jump into the tier list, like always guys, 5 seconds on your time, please scroll down, click that follow button. The community is growing really fast. The Discord is also growing fast. You can join us on Discord, on Twitch. All the links are in the description. So feel free, just click it. It won't hurt you, but it will really help me. Also, a quick message. We still have 3 guilds. I think the troll is already full, but trollers still have some space. So if you want to join our community and become one of the trolls, feel free to apply. We are also actively looking for new officers to open new guilds or people that already have guilds and want to join the community. So feel free to message or PM me or just contact us on Discord. So yeah, let's jump into the first early mid-game tier list for PvP. So when it comes to early mid-game PvP guys, that's the tier list. Any hero you have, any hero you build is good for PvP. You should not focus on the arena if you are early mid-game. You should focus on your raids, you should focus on your progress, but you should not build heroes for the arena until you are able to at least farm Queen and Ash 12, you finish the Void Tower normal, you are advanced in the trials and can farm gear, charms. You do not focus on the arena and you certainly not build special characters for the arena. It's a waste of resources, waste of time. You could just simply be farming gear to make you stronger and progress faster. The same gear can be also later used for your PvP, but at the very early mid game guys, even if you might have the heroes I'm gonna describe in the end game tier list, because this is the only moment in the game you should actually like push yourself into building champions specifically for the arena. That's the only way. Like you need to understand that the champions are amazing, but without the gear you won't do anything and you won't progress in the arena and you will just get more and more frustrated. You will build a champion or two, you make a team, a nuke team or whatever, you just got a win tricks, you think you're gonna go into the arena and destroy everyone. Well, it doesn't work like that. First of all, you need to have the damage to kill the enemy team, and then you need to also be faster than the other win tricks, which is really hard at this stage of the game because most of the people already started farming Ash. And if you can't even farm Ash, there is literally no reason to even thinking about the arena yet. Yes, you can kill some nuke teams with your own defense HP team by basically surviving and just killing them one by one, which is I think the best option for you to actually farm great arena to obtain that looks. But just generally speaking guys, use whatever you have. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. At the end of the day, you also get points for losing, and it also counts for your quest. So that's the tier list, and let's now go into the end game. Okay, guys, so when it comes to end game, obviously when you start building champions just for the arena and focusing on the arena, the tier list obviously will change a lot. There will be heroes that are better or worse, but in the overall, it's really hard to make a tier list because some heroes that I might say are as specific, not worth it, might work for you or for the teams you are going after, and so it's really hard. I will just like note them and base the tier list based on the damage they do, based on how useful they are, how many times I see them in the arena. So again, it's very objective, subjective. It might vary from a person to person and from a realm to realm. But let's start really quickly. So Evelyn for me is as she is a SS. Basically, you won't use her in the offense, but you can use her in the defense, and you can surprise a lot of heroes, a lot of teams. Basically, they will have to focus on her, or basically you'll have 2 turns in one round, and in some cases, it will make you win the game because you will just survive. Brand is also very SS because basically he's very tanky, he does an amazing damage, and he has that invincibility buff that basically you need like a strip to counter this. So he's also very good. Dark Aurak, obviously he is SS. If he's like okay, he's SS, and I would say like a god champion in a rebel set. If you don't have a rebel set on him, you really lose a lot of potential from the champion. But also overall, he's very tanky. Obviously, he's a dark unit, and he works in a lot of teams. Brand is also SS. I'm like the best. Like you can see him literally every dev team right now. That's also why I guess they created God Fairy because they thought it would counter it. Well, but unfortunately, God Fairy in offense team is not that worth it. Blackhorn, same, an amazing hero. You can also see him in most of the defense team. Combined with Metasia, it's just so hard to kill them if you can't nuke both of them at the same time. That looks only as he's mostly used as a trap in defense team when you're gonna basically revive him, and he will like nuke the whole enemy team or at least kill one or two of them, so they won't be able to finish you. But you won't really use him in an offense team, and most of the cases it will be in a defense team. But he's really broken when it comes to revive and Metasia. Wintrix obviously is a must-have for most of the nuke teams. It will just allow you to go faster and you will just nuke before they can do anything. Hakrim, same. Most of the defensive team. He's a super tanky, makes your team just like incredible tanky. William is very specific. I saw him in few defenses. I think some offenses might used him, but overall I don't think he's so good in the arena. Crazed Urzak is basically the Gangelo of PvE. There are some teams or at some stage in the game you'll be not able to kill a team without him. He's just really broken right now. I think it's his the best light and dark legendary in the PvP, followed by Aurak and Urian and Imogen. Lightning is very specific. He basically will boost your nuke team, but the problem is you basically have only two nuke to follow up, so you might lack damage. But if your gear is God mode, he will definitely help you to nuke just with two heroes. Abaddon is not worth it. Dark Nick is definitely. Personally, I would put him in God, but I think he's more SS rather than God. He's like in very a lot of defense teams use him because like you can make trap teams and it's very hard to go around him. You need to strip his ultimate. He can basically one-shot your nuke team if you don't kill him or if he gets revived. Metasia basically is the like second best unit behind Urzak. I mean, there's not much to tell. She just revives everything and you need to focus her. Savannah, not worth it. Evra is also one of the best nukers in the game right now when it comes to wood unit. Hector is not worth it. Sierras is not worth it. Valeria is one of the best fire nukers in the game in terms of PvP right now. Hydracia is also a good nuker and you can play her if you don't have Natalia or something else, but I think she's really lacking the damage when it comes to endgame and you'll start feeling it, especially when you go against Ricard and Metasia or any wood heroes. Tia is very specific. You need to build the team around her in order to work. She's way better in she's way better in defense rather than offense. So I would not recommend to go and put her in your nuke team. Rather in a defensive team when she's very fast and she will outspeed every champion when the Wintrix gets buff their hero basically. Ciara is SS. She's a great addition to your nuke team. However, in the current meta where we have a lot of wood heroes, I mean not a lot, but like mainly Metasia and Ricard, I think she won't be a good addition, especially if you have already Natalia in your team. Lydia is very specific. Again, most of the heroes will be wood or water, so you might take her to finish, I don't know, Blackhorn if there's no Metasia, but again, very specific. Mulhex, not worth it. Aurak, not worth it or very specific, but I don't, I never saw a team with Aurak. Natalia is SS. If you have her fully ascended, then basically you're just able to buff her. She'll do an amazing damage overall. Yes, she'll be weak against wood heroes, but she still have the chance to land a crit. And she's a huge nuker. Her damage is just amazing. Connor is not worth it. There are other, like at this stage of the game, you really shouldn't use Connor. You should aim for Metasia, Blackhorn, Hakrim, Brand, and playing around those. Imogen is a good unit. She wasn't that good in my previous reviews when it comes to PvP, but now a lot of people, including me, tested her, and her damage is insane. The basically the joint attacks are insane, so she's very good. Yolanda is S. If you don't have Metasia Blackhorn, you can potentially put her, but it's very easy to go around her shields. Her cooldown is very long, and I don't think like she really needs a buff. She has the potential, but in the current meta, she's not worth it. Gangelo not worth it. Poison doesn't work. Dasmont it's not worth it. He will die before he does any damage. Belzebut or Balberit, whatever, he's S. He's good in some defense teams, basically, because if he dies, he will revive. But then if they'll still kill him, you still have the chance to use the summoner spell to revive him or Metasia, and then obviously he'll one-shot Wintrix or a wooden or fire hero, and he will again have a revive. So he might be a good trap in terms of defense team. Zetlin is PvE, Light Zachary not worth it. Light Kane is very specific. You need to build the team around him and he needs to be super fast. Basically, he will make your whole team invincible and then, well, your team is very slow, so they will attack on the invincibility. But obviously, it can be countered with the Craze Urzak or some stuns. But he has also the potential. Hugh, I don't think it's worth it. Gajar, not worth it. And Twina, very specific. At the very beginning, I was using her if I didn't have enough of damage to kill a Metasia, but now with the Battle Pass, I will be only using Evra. Ricard is SS. He's used in the defense team with the three dwarves. So Ricard, Hakrim, Brand. Uh, Three of them basically have water, earth, and fire, and it's an amazing composition together with either Metasia or Blackhorn. Thomas is not worth it. Astrina is not worth it. Borden is very specific, same as Antuina was also trying him out for Metasia. Also, he gets an additional turn and ultimate whenever you put the team under 50%. So he's very specific, but personally I really like him. The Ogre not worth it. Jacob not worth it. Borshak not worth currently, but again, not many people tested him. Maybe there's some potential with his taunts. Santis, not worth it. I think Jonathan wasn't tested so far, but honestly, I think there's a potential for him, especially with his passive. He's something along with Charles. He kind of works the same, but he heals himself. Kale is S. He's really good. Basically, if you don't have a Wintrix, you can just speed him up and he will transform into the enemy Wintrix or any other champion or Virgil something. So he can be used, but overall, he is lacking a little bit. Rodira, obviously, if you don't have Metasia Blackhorn, she's the best support you can put in place. Roji, personally, I will put him in SS. He's an amazing hero and very underrated by your opponents. Since they will all nuke your team and try to kill everyone at the same time, he might basically kill them just by being there. So really good champion in my regards. Valuk not worth it. Zachary is trash. Gubek is SS, guys. Gubek is SS. More and more players are playing him, testing him out, and honestly, he's just amazing. I went against this team, and honestly, I wasn't able to beat it just because Gubek every single time one-shotted my team. The other heroes were really low in HP, and I was even able to kill two of them with just one remaining nuker. But then Gubek has like 30,000 turns, and he just kills everyone. So, guys, if you have Gubek, you're end game and you don't know what to build, he's a huge counter to nuke teams, and I 100% recommend it. Light Bunny is SS. She's used in a lot of defenses. I think it was This was same, very hard defense to go around. You need to first stun her so she doesn't taunt you, but then you need to focus on Metasia so she doesn't revive. But if you don't kill the Evra, or you even kill her but you don't kill Metasia, then Evra one-shots your team. So this was a very tricky team. I basically had to use stun and petrify. Bloody Mary, not worth it. Let me scroll a little bit. Arundel specific. I saw people playing him. I also tested him, but I think he's lacking a lot of damage. His damage is just not there. I would rather use Antwina or Borden instead of him. Kane, not worth it. The Druid, I don't know what his name is, very specific. I didn't test him. I just think like I think he has the damage, and he also has that nice invincibility buff, but he needs to be tested, so I guess he's very specific and it depends on what team you use him. Scarlet and Mulhex not worth it. Mila, I would say not worth it. The damage is just not there. Yes, she can freeze enemies, but then obviously it's the same as Tia. She needs to be. Yeah, let's put her next to Tia. Basically, she needs to be either super fast in a defense team or super slow in your offense team, which is very hard to do when most of your heroes will be already slow because you build them crit damage attacks, etc. Andre is not worth it. He's not worth it. Maria is not worth it. If you have Light Kane, use Light Kane and try to build a team around him. But Maria, I don't really think she's not worth it. Joseph, not worth it. He's currently not worth it, but I want to test him. I think in PvP he has a potential. He's very specific. I saw him in some defense teams. His nuke single target damage is huge. I really have to. He's really huge. Like they basically speed boosted him, and he killed my Natalia every time. It didn't stop me from winning the game, but yeah, he has some potential. Same with her. She's an amazing fire single target nuke. Let me do like that. Basically with her ultimate, I saw some people almost one-shotting a Metasia, so there is a lot of potential in her. I don't not worth it. No one tested him. Same for him. Charles is S. I believe Roji is 100% better than Charles, but Charles can also help you in your dev team if you are lacking heroes. Godfrey is SS, but mostly in defenses rather than offensive. Basically, he counters a lot of like teams with win tricks or any team. Like Natalia is basically useless against him unless you stun him, and that's the basically the only option to go around him. Okubi still not worth it. Uh, this hero is not really worth it. Not worth it. Not worth it. I think she has a huge potential. The new hero in Arena. She can potentially replace a brand if you don't have him. She also has a stun, 3-turn defense up. She attacks back every time someone gets hit. So potentially on a rebel set, you can try to stun the heroes. So she's huge. Virgil SS, like some teams, like for example, if you go against a Godfrey and your Wintrix is slower, or I don't know, you can basically put a Virgil, he silenced the whole team. Even if they are faster, they can't do anything, and basically you nuke them after that. And Uriel, same, he's just insane. So yeah, guys, this is my overall team. I don't want to make like a too long video. Again, every hero works differently in offense and defense. Every hero works differently based on what champions you have, what team you are building. You can make someone way better than I noted him based on the team you have or champions you have. So obviously it's really hard to note in terms of PvP. So let's go now to my account and I will show you. Yeah, let me show you first of all here. So like I saw, this team was very hard to go against. This team, I just didn't beat it. Honestly, I tried a lot of teams and I had a really hard time. I just couldn't beat it. Uh, this team was also very interesting. First of all, Virgil was super fast, and then I also had to focus on NUKE, but I had to keep a strip for NUKE. So basically, I had to run Petrification and Stun. Natalia, Brand, I would say there were other heroes, better heroes that you could put here. Like a Metasia would be 100% better. But overall, very interesting team, and it took me, I think, one loss before I understood how to kill them. This team, yeah, like I said in the previous, like never ever put a nuke team in the offense, in the defense. Guys, it's just too easy to counter. And that Godfrey basically, I petrified, I think Godfrey stunned Wintrix and just killed them all, and that's it. Like, it's not worth it. And maybe if you put a third unit like a Virgil and then Evra, Urion or whatever that I need to outspeed 3 units, I can understand, but this team was really lacking a lot. Same here. Yes, Virgil is fast, but if you don't have a Wintrix behind or someone else, I just stun your Wintrix, and then even if my my heroes are super slow, I just nuke the team. And then lastly, this team was very weak. Like, I understand if you don't have the heroes, you're gonna put whatever you have. But Roji is 100% better than Charles. And if you don't have a rebel set, like this guy didn't have the rebel set on his Dark Aurak, it's not worth it. I would rather put a nuker and play the revive spell so from the summoners. And basically that how you could trap way better than with this team. So let me just go to my account now. So yeah, first of all, well, obviously I'm rank 1 on my realm. Uh, I don't have any issues so far when it comes to farming. Uh, I'm able to kill most of the defenses. There are some teams or some players that are very good, but overall I'm really lucky with my realm, and there's not a lot of whales in it. I had some issues with my defense team. I was testing a lot. Sorry. So I started basically instead of Virgil, I had Charles, but I was getting wrecked. It's not worth it. Then I tried with Roji, and I did a huge increase, and it was way better. Then instead of Roji, I had Evelyn. That was also very good. And I think right now the best I can do is Virgil, and he's outspeeding all of their heroes. So basically, whenever there's like a nuke team coming to attack me, I never had a single opponent in this realm that was faster than me. When it comes to defense, I recommend either heal, last breath, stun. I wouldn't use the shield. You can lose it by basically Urion can steal it, or you can get the buff by Craze Urzak. So I really recommend heal, stun, or instant revive. Then when you go to my offense, well, basically I always use Wintrix, and if I don't use Wintrix, I use my Virgil. Then I use Urion and Imogen, which are just broken. And then I basically add either Natalia, either Valeria, either Ciara, Dark Nick is also good. And now I'm also building Evra, which is just an amazing battle pass for me. You can also use the light pony basically to not only have 2 nukes, then taunt them all and have another round when you nuke them again. So yeah, and when it comes to offensive, you use stun, you use death break in some cases, but once you go higher and higher, we all have so many resistance that the death break most probably will fail. So I would advise you stun, attack up, or petrify if you have 2 speed units that you need to control. Petrify obviously you need is based on your focus. So if your focus is low, make sure it's bigger on your Wintrix, and never use focus and never use petrify on your nukers because it will get resisted every time, and the stun cannot be resisted. So yeah, guys, I hope the video helped you. Again, please follow, like, come join us on our Discord, follow me on Twitch. I will be streaming this weekend. And yeah, please comment, tell me what you think, and see you in the next video.